On August 15th, 1977, something reached Earth from deep space. A radio signal so powerful, so precise, that it made a volunteer astronomer grab a red pen and scribble one word in the margin of a computer printout. Wow! For 72 seconds, humanity may have received a message from intelligent life beyond our world. Then, just as mysteriously as it appeared, it vanished forever. Nearly 5 decades later, we still don't know what it was, and that terrifies us, because it also fills us with wonder. This is the story of the WOW signal, the greatest cosmic mystery we've never solved. The year was 1977. While Star Wars captivated audiences with fictional tales of aliens and distant galaxies, something very real was happening in the cornfields of Ohio. The Big Ear Radio Telescope, a massive array dedicated to scanning the heavens for signs of intelligent life, was quietly listening to the universe. Night after night, it detected nothing but cosmic static, random noise, the empty hum of space. But on that August evening, volunteer astronomer Jerry Emmon was reviewing days-old computer printouts when he noticed something that made his heart stop. A sequence of numbers and letters that should have been impossible. A signal that didn't belong.
He circled it, and next to those fateful characters 6EQJ5,
he wrote a single word that would echo through scientific history. Wow! So what exactly did Big Ear detect? Let's break it down. The Big Ear telescope wasn't like the massive dish antennas you might imagine. It was a flat, football field-sized reflector that captured radio waves from space. As the Earth rotated, the telescope's field of view slowly drifted across the sky, spending about 72 seconds pointed at any given location. The telescope's computer system recorded signal intensity using numbers and letters. A blank space meant nothing unusual. Numbers 1 through 9 indicated increasing intensity. And letters, those represented signals even stronger, with U being extraordinarily powerful. On August 15th, the sequence read 6 E Q U J 5. That's a signal that started at moderate intensity, ramped up to an incredible peak at U, and then faded away as the telescope's field of view moved on. It was exactly the pattern you'd expect from a continuous signal source in space as the Earth rotated past it. But here's what made it extraordinary. The signal was incredibly narrow in frequency, just like a radio station broadcasting on a specific channel. It was centered almost perfectly on 1420 megahertz. And that frequency? That's the cosmic smoking gun. 1420 megahertz is called the hydrogen line. It's the natural radio frequency emitted by hydrogen atoms, the most abundant element in the universe. And decades before the WOW signal, scientists had theorized that if any intelligent civilization wanted to announce their presence to the cosmos, they would broadcast at this frequency. Why? Because any civilization advanced enough for radio astronomy would be listening there. It's the universal channel, the cosmic calling card. The WOW signal hit that frequency almost exactly. It was strong, 30 times louder than the background noise of space. It showed no signs of being human-made interference. It appeared to come from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius, from the emptiness between stars. And it matched every theoretical characteristic of an extraterrestrial beacon. Jerry Emmon and his colleagues were stunned. They immediately began follow-up observations, pointing the telescope back at that same patch of sky night after night, searching desperately for a repeat. They found nothing. The signal never returned. Over the following months, the Big Ear telescope continued its survey of the heavens. Over the years, it scanned that same region more than 50 times. Silence. Other radio telescopes around the world have searched that area. Nothing. The WOW signal appeared once for 72 seconds and then vanished like a whisper in the cosmic void. Was it a one-time transmission? A brief greeting that we barely caught? Or something else entirely? Science doesn't thrive on hope and wonder alone. It demands evidence, repeatability. And the WOW signal's greatest weakness is that it never repeated. Over the decades, skeptics have proposed alternative explanations. Could it have been a secret military satellite? Unlikely. The signal's frequency and characteristics didn't match any known human technology of the time. And satellites move, which would have distorted the signal pattern. The WOW signal appeared stationary, fixed in deep space. Could it have been interference from Earth? Aircraft? Ground-based transmitters? Possible, but the signal's narrow bandwidth and perfect alignment with the telescope's beam pattern made terrestrial interference extremely improbable. Then, in 2017, astronomer Antonio Paris proposed a provocative theory: comets. He suggested that two comets, unknown in 1977 but discovered later, might have been in that region of sky. Comets release clouds of hydrogen gas, which could, theoretically, emit radio signals at the hydrogen line frequency. It was an elegant idea, but when other scientists tested the hypothesis, they found problems. The comets would have produced much broader, weaker signals than what was detected, and extensive observations of comets since then have failed to show them producing WOW-like signals. Jerry Emmon himself, the man who discovered it, remains cautiously skeptical that it was aliens. He acknowledges we simply don't know. The signal remains unexplained, floating in that uncomfortable space between tantalizing possibility and frustrating mystery. So why does a 72-second blip from 1977 still captivate us? Because the WOW signal remains the strongest candidate for an extraterrestrial transmission that humanity has ever detected. No signal before or since has matched its characteristics. It stands alone in the history of SETI, the search for intelligent life. It changed how we search for life beyond Earth. Modern SETI projects now conduct continuous monitoring rather than relying on post-detection reviews. We've built more sensitive instruments, expanded our search frequencies, and developed protocols for verifying and responding to potential signals. The WOW signal taught us humility. It showed us that if we're not constantly watching, constantly listening, we might miss the most important message in human history: a cosmic phone call that rang once while we were looking away. And perhaps most importantly, it reminds us that we are not alone in asking these questions. Somewhere out there, in the vast darkness between stars, something might be asking the same question we are. Is anyone listening? The WOW signal has never been explained. It has never been repeated. And perhaps that's what makes it so profoundly haunting. Because if it was a message, if it was a deliberate transmission from an intelligence beyond Earth, then somewhere out there, they pressed send on a greeting to the universe. And for 72 seconds, we heard it. We just weren't ready. The universe is vast, ancient, and filled with possibilities we're only beginning to understand. If they called once, will they call again? And next time, will we be listening? Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more cosmic videos like this.